Flyers team? What are they? I don't know. I don't know what this damn team is. They win again? They won again in overtime against the Islanders again, 4-3, and now they're 7-2-1 on the season, but they're playing some of the worst hockey I've ever seen. How are they winning? How are they winning? I don't understand. My mind is so confused. I need someone to explain it to me, because I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Joel Farabee with a hat trick. Great game. The Scott Laughton line was amazing tonight. Scott Laughton's line of JVR and Joel Farabee. Amazing. Joel Farabee hat trick. JVR had 3 points tonight. Kevin Hayes getting the overtime winner. A lot of things stood out in this game. A lot. The refereeing was bad. Oof. We were very undisciplined though, but oof. Both sides the refereeing was just bad. Soft calls. Some calls that didn't go to Flyers' way. Nolan Patrick getting hit into the boards with a very awkward hit. Doesn't get looked at. No one really stands up to defend him. Literally, one of the Islanders is allowed to just cross-check Oscar Lindblom in the head right in front of the linesman, and they don't do anything about it. What is this refereeing right here? I don't understand it. The Flyers took 6 penalties in this game. Killed 5 out of 6 of them. The penalty kill did come up huge today, but yeah, we were very undisciplined. Also, the refereeing was terrible in this game, but still, you took 6 penalties. You took 6 of them. You had a 5-on-3 in the first period, which looked terrible. And you got the late power play in overtime, which helped you win the game. But you allowed the Islanders way too many chances, especially in that third period. Oh my God. The third period was awful. The third period was so bad. And honestly, the Islanders, at the jump of the game, they had more of the jump. You would have expected that after losing last night's game the way they did. They were going to have some type of jump tonight. Back to back. You lost last night in overtime. You got the point. But you want to come out and make another statement in this game. And they did. They forechecked the Flyers hard. They got a power play early. The Flyers killed it off. But Brian Elliott was there to make some saves. Barzal coming in on a short 2-on-1. Moose having to make the great save. Moose was great tonight. He was. 33 saves out of 36 shots. Great game by Moose. He was one of the main reasons they won this game. Yeah, that save on Barzal. Some of the saves he had to make on the power play. And I would say the first period, we were in better positioning defensively, but still there were way too many mistakes, allowing the Islanders to forecheck way too much, allowing them to control the pace of the play. But it did feel like after the 5-on-3 that we had, that we just couldn't generate anything off of for some reason. We were looking way too... And Sorokin made a great save on Voracek. He did. G finding Voracek wide open on the right side. Sorokin just sliding over with the glove and just robbing him short side. Great save there by Sorokin, but literally just on that 5-on-3, really couldn't figure anything out. Just couldn't. It looked bad. But it felt like, to me at least, as the period was ending, and it showed that in the stats too, that the Flyers were getting their legs going. They were. They were getting their legs going. They were getting a few chances near the end of the period. And the Islanders did outshoot the Flyers 13-6 in the first. But I think after the 9.5-minute mark, I think that was the stat I saw on Twitter, the Flyers outshot the Islanders 5-4 at the end of the period. So it did show the Flyers were getting more chances as the period was coming closer to an end. And that did show on the first Flyers goal. You got the Scott Laughton line out there. And like I said, the Scott Laughton line was amazing in this game. Flat out amazing. They force a turnover in the neutral zone. They bring it in. They're doing their plays. They're setting up. They get it around the net. Scott Laughton forcing a turnover on the right wall. And it allows JVR to tip pass over to Joel Farabee, who's in the slot. And he just releases it. Snipes it past Sorokin. 1-0 Flyers. What a great play by Scott Laughton to force the turnover. Great tap pass by JVR to get it to Farabee. And just what a great shot by Farabee overall. 1-0 Flyers, and you go into the intermission 1-0. So, second period, not the best start in the world. You take a penalty. Nolan Patrick takes a hold. And the Islanders score right off of that. It is Nick Leddy. And I think this was one of the... this puck was deflected when it was going in. There was a lot of people in front of Brian Elliott. Really couldn't do nothing about it. And, well, no, actually, this was the play where it went off the post. Then it went off of Brian Elliott's leg. Then it went into the net. That other goal where there was 15 people in front of him was the a later goal. But there were still like tons of people in front of Brian Elliott screening him. He had no idea where the puck was, and it was just an unfortunate bounce where it went right off the post, right off of his right leg, then went into the net. Unfortunate bounce right there. It's a 1-1 tie. But the Flyers, they respond not that long after it. They actually responded in this period. The second period was the Flyers' best period overall. They outshot the Islanders. Even though it was really back and forth, the Flyers played a lot better in the second period overall offense-wise. There were some defensive miscues. The Islanders had their chances. But overall, out of the entire game, I would say this is their best period. Way by far their best period in this game. And once again, it's the Scott Laughton line getting their forecheck on there, forcing turnovers in the neutral zone. They bring the puck in. They set up once again. Laughton having to give it over to Phil Myers. Sanheim on the left wall gives it over to James Van Riemsdyk, and he finds Joel Farabee open in the slot once again. Why not pass it to Joel Farabee? 1 times the puck, pass Sorokin, 2-1 Flyers. They respond immediately. Joel Farabee's second of the game, and who knows? I mean, not who knows, and just like, what do you guess? The Flyers finding a way to generate more chances, even though they're still giving up penalties. Patrick took another penalty in this period, and this was, I think, also the period where Patrick took the ugly hit. Might have been the third period as well, but I'm not sure. But just giving too many penalties to the Islanders, giving them way too many chances. Like I said, the penalty kill came up huge today, killing 5 out of the 6 penalties. Can't keep giving them that many chances. You can't, because on most nights, they're probably going to score a majority of those power plays. It's just, you can't be giving a team that many power plays in the game, even though the refereeing was terrible in this game. The refereeing was way too bad. Just too bad. They were calling everything, every little thing that happened. Every teeny tiny thing that happened. And yeah, there definitely were penalties that they had to call, but they felt like they were calling anything. It just did. And when you allow that hit to Nolan Patrick, and you allow someone to literally cross-check Oscar Lindblom in the head, in the neck actually, and you don't call it, and you just let it go, it's like, what side are you on? Like, what game are you calling where you're letting that go, but you're letting the softest things not go? I just don't understand it. I don't understand it at all. And then Flyers I don't think they got a power play in this part of the period. It was more the Islanders getting their power plays. But the Flyers, they're getting more chances. Raffl had a shorthanded chance, at least. He got a little bit of a breakaway. Couldn't get one by Sorokin. The penalty kill, like I said, was really good. Flyers getting their chances once again. The TK line was getting their chances. The Patrick line was getting their chances. The fourth line even got some chances. But then once again, the Scott Laughton line forcing a turnover in the neutral zone. And then it's JVR in the zone. Hands it off to Phil Myers, who's at the point. Takes a shot, goes even off of Joel Farabee's leg. And it's a 3-1 Flyers lead. Farabee with the hat trick, and he's the first Flyer to score a hat trick before his 21st birthday. And he's the third Flyer to do that. And I would assume this is a regular season stat. Definitely by far a regular season stat. Because the only 2 players to do that were Eric Lindros and Mike Richards. I know Couturier did it in the playoffs, but I'm assuming this is majority of a regular season stat. So Joel Farabee is the third player in Flyers history to score a hat trick before his 21st birthday. So Farabee had a great game. That overall line had a great game. But the third period was absolute garbage. Absolute garbage. Absolute garbage. Just the way it started, both teams put out their fourth lines, and just the Islanders had this momentum right from the get-go. Fourth line checking in there, Matt Martin, those other guys, Cal Clutterbuck, those guys were getting their forecheck on in there. And then the first line comes out there for Barry Trotz, Barzal, Lee, and then they managed to get their stuff set up. And with that ensuing forecheck, it turns into a goal from Josh Bailey. Pollock takes a shot from the point. It deflects off of Josh Bailey, and it's a 3-2 Flyers lead. But then once again, just so many defensive breakdowns. So many. It's so many. It's hard to count. It's hard to... Oh my God. Just thinking back to all of these breakdowns that they had in this period. There were so many. So many. It's ridiculous at this point. It was so ridiculous how many breakdowns there were. And also the one that led to the second Islanders goal. Because they didn't take that long to tie the game. You get the Robert Hay coming into the offensive zone, taking a clap bomb, completely misses the net, goes all the way around the boards. Justin Braun can't keep the puck into the zone. Anders Lee just bulldozes him into the offensive zone, completely outmatches him. and then no one picks up Matthew Barzal coming in wide open on the slot, and he buries it by Moose. 3-3 game. You saw Claude Giroux, and this is the one thing I'm going to criticize Claude Giroux for, not skating, but not hustling back to get back into cover Barzal. I understand Barzal is one of the fastest skaters in the league, and no one really is going to catch him, but at least hustle. Hustle to get back into the play. But then that play really starts out from that abysmal bottom pairing in Justin Braun and Robert Haig. Those guys suck tonight. They were terrible. Like, what is Haig taking this clap bomb on the left side, missing the net entirely, and then Justin Braun can't keep the puck into the zone, which leads to Anders Lee getting the puck and chasing it into the zone, finding him an open Matt Barzal to bury it past Moose. Moose had no chance at it. And all the goals he had no chance of. First one, he was screened, and it was just an unlucky bounce. Second one, deflection, and he was also screened. And this one, he had no chance because Matt Barzal was wide open. Wide open. He had no chance at either of those. Either. And just defensive breakdowns after defensive breakdowns and continuing to give the Islanders penalties. And I think this is where one of the Oscar Lindblom situations came in, where he literally gets cross-checked in the neck and it doesn't get called. But we continue to give the Islanders power plays. Way too many power plays. Even though they had one power play in this period, they had 3 in the second period. It's just too much. Too many penalties and too many defensive breakdowns. Missing reading passes, miscommunication behind the net. Gostisbehere, I have no idea. This is like the one thing that I've really been criticizing Gostisbehere on in this game. Literally just tries to bring the puck up to through the middle of the ice behind his own net. And he has no room to skate. He's literally skating into Anders Lee. I'm like, what are you doing, Ghost? What are you doing? Thankfully, it didn't turn into a goal. But what are you doing? Be better. Think. They gotta be better. Way better defensively. Way too many breakdowns. Even Ivan Provorov had some hiccups. And the best pairing out there, honestly, was the best defenseman tonight was Myers. Myers was better. Way better tonight. Haig and Braun, worst pairing. They were just terrible. Ghost and Provorov had their hiccups. Sanheim had a couple of hiccups. Myers was the best defenseman out there. He was. Overall, in my opinion. Just way too many defensive breakdowns. Not getting back into the play. Just being out-hustled on every aspect. Every. But somehow, in some fashion, it goes to overtime. It does. And the Islanders in this period, they outshot us 10-7. Yeah, we had some chances. Nicholas Aube-Kubel had a great chance to try to snipe one. Joel Farabee almost had a chance to get his 4th goal of the game from a nice one-timer from JVR. The Flyers had their chances to score. They did. They couldn't. But way too many defensive breakdowns and allowed the Islanders to rush and tie the game. Way too many. It's got to be better. But somehow the Flyers get a point out of this, and it goes into the overtime. Both teams equally had their amount of chances. Overtime, both teams had 4 shots. Islanders got some chances, and there was a wicked one-timer from the Islanders. Moose had to make this fantastic save, and he did. The Flyers had some chances. Lawton had some chances. Kevin Hayes line, Voracek had a chance to drive the net, and he couldn't just bury it. There were chances all around the ice. I think Farabee might have had a chance. I'm not entirely sure yet. I think Farabee's and Hayes, they had a chance. But overall, I think it was Farabee and JVR on there, actually. I can't remember off the top of my head, but the Flyers had their chances in the overtime. But Lawton, and I think Provorov or Gostisbehere was out at the time. Scott Lawton draws a offensive zone penalty on Matt Barzal, takes a high stick, and the Flyers go to the power play. AV calls a timeout, tries to set up something. At first, they didn't win the faceoff, and the Islanders actually got a chance going down the other way with Matt Pajot. And they got a chance, but Moose had to make the save, and he did. Came up huge. Flyers reset, bring it back into the zone. They set up Provorov and G passing the puck back and forth. Provorov takes the shot off the point. Rebound comes out to Claude Giroux. And then you see in the background Provorov and Hayes cycling a little bit, changing their positions. G notices that, and he does his little backhand. Instead of taking the shot right off the rebound, backhands it to Kevin Hayes, who shoots it from the point, goes by Sorokin and top cheese. And the Flyers win this game 4-3. Flyers outshot 36-29 in this game. 7-2-1 on the season. 7-2-1. Penalty kill came up huge in this game. Killed 5 out of 6. The Flyers went 1-on-4 on the power play. That power play goal coming in the overtime, which was very clutch. Very clutch power play in the overtime. Moose, an incredible game tonight. And the 3 stars of the game, Joel Farabee, JVR, Kevin Hayes. Moose was unreal tonight. That Scott Lawton line was unreal tonight. JVR 3 assists, I feel like that's going to go underlooked. JVR has been having a great start to the season, honestly. He has. He's been fantastic, honestly. He's getting points. He's scoring goals. I think he has, 10 points in the first 9 games of the season, even maybe more. I think it's 10 points. Yeah, JVR has been great. And this is a great game for Joel Farabee, getting the hat trick. Great game for him. But over the Flyers still, I'm so confused. I am so lost on how this team is 7-2-1. At moments, they look like they're playing some of the best hockey in the world, and at most moments, they look like they're playing junior leagues, and they have no idea what the hell they're doing. And then juniors, Pee-wee league. They look like they're on a Pee-wee rink, and they don't know what they're doing. They're lacing their skates up for the first time. That's how bad some of the defensive breakdowns have been. And somehow, some way, this team is 2-7-1. Not 2-7-1, 7-2-1. And honestly, it feels like they're 2-7-1, but hey, they're winning games, I guess. Winning games. Ugh. I don't know. And just imagine if this team was playing better. If they do get better, when Couturier eventually does come back, if that does help the team get a little bit better, who knows, maybe Chuck Fletcher looks around the trade market and brings someone to help this defensive core out. Imagine if this team can get somewhat better and more, even though they're on a 4-game winning streak. It's like we're talking about all this stuff and they're on a 4-game winning streak and they're 7-2-1. That's why I'm so confused. But imagine if this team played a lot better. Imagine how good they can be. Imagine. But they're playing some of the worst hockey I've ever seen and they're 7-2-1. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. I guess I'm just gonna shut up. Just take it one game at a time. But this is gonna be a tough matchup coming up the next week and a half. You're gonna get a rematch against the Boston Bruins on Wednesday and Friday. Wednesday, 8 o'clock, nationally televised game. Try to get some revenge against Boston from embarrassing us last week, basically. And then Sunday and Tuesday, you're gonna get your first matchup with the Washington Capitals, who have yet to lose in regulation. It's going to be tough. Super Bowl Sunday, 12 p.m. nationally televised game. 2 games basically on the road against Washington, 2 games at home against Boston. It's going to be tough. It's going to be really tough. And the Flyers, they're definitely looking for some revenge against Boston. And Washington's going to be a tough matchup. Really going to be a tough matchup. We're going to see how this team takes it. They went to New Jersey, won 2 games. They came home against the Islanders in this back-to-back, and they won both in overtime. Playing really sloppy hockey in the process, but they managed to get the wins. Let's see how this team finds a way to bounce back and not even bounce back, find a way to play better. And still find a way to win games. Let's see how it happens. So, what are your thoughts on this game, everyone? What are your thoughts on the Flyers winning in overtime? Joel Farabee's hat trick, JVR's 3-point night, the overall defensive breakdowns once again. I want to hear your thoughts. Don't forget to leave your comments in the comment section. Don't forget to drop a like. Don't forget to check out the Painted Lines, which I am a part of. We did our watch party today. It was a very good time with the live chat. That link will be in the description below for the Painted Lines. Don't forget to check out the Fired Up Podcast merchandise website. That link will also be in the description below. And also, thank you for watching this video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. And I'll see you next time.